What's going on, everybody? This is WildFed Family, and I'm down by my chickens right now. And if you have chickens or are planning on getting chickens, there's only one good way to water them, and this is what I found. I'm going to show you exactly how to build it and why you should not be using these 5-gallon waterers and why they're such a pain. So this is the 5-gallon waterer that I'm talking about, and as you can see, the chickens poop on it and it's just a pain to clean. It runs out, you got to go in the pen, and if you get a little bit of algae buildup in it, then all of it plugs up and it won't dispense water like it's supposed to. But the reason I have that in the chicken pen right now is because it is temporary until I get this next one built. So I've been using what I'm about to show you for the last 5 years, but I had a really deep freeze and it got a hairline crack in it. So I'm just gonna scratch that, build a new one because it's cheap and it's efficient. So let's go up to the house and I'm gonna show you exactly how to build it. All right, so here I am on the back porch and I have a 5-foot section of 4-inch Schedule 40 PVC and I have 2 4-inch caps. Now this is super easy. I'm just gonna create a watertight tube, and by doing that, all I'm gonna do is go ahead and prime each cap. I'm gonna prime the end of the pipe. Got a little bit of glue. Glue the cap. Yeah, I'm making a mess. Glue the end. And a lot of people make the mistake of only gluing either the pipe or the cap, but no, you want to glue both. I'll freshen that one up. Slide it over the end, and you got a watertight seal. So I'm going to hold that till it sets, then we're going to do the other one. So right in front of me I have a sealed tube. I got a cap on each end, and just to save some time, I went ahead and drew a straight line all the way down it, and I have 8 of these watering nipples. So I needed 8 spots, about 7.5 inches apart is what I ended up with. So we're gonna go ahead and drill holes and put these watering nipples into this sealed off tube. Thanks, Addie. Alright, so these are the watering nipples, and they're actually threaded on one side with a rubber gasket. I actually have 2 different types. I got one from one pack from my local feed store, the other from Tractor Supply, but you can just about find these anywhere at, pet and livestock supply stores. So these just thread right in if you drill to the appropriate size hole that's marked on the back of the package. So I'm just going to thread these in, move over to the other pack, thread those in as well. Now you only want to hand tighten these, and I'm going to go back with my pair of channel locks and just snug them up to bring that gasket up tight. So I have all of the nipples installed. I have 8 of them equally spaced, and now it is once again water and airtight, but we want water to be inside of this thing. So on the back side, I have a mark right there on the opposite side of the nipples. And right here, I have a brass fitting that is 1/2-inch threads and a 3/8 lock fitting on the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill a hole in there, thread this thing in, and we'll go from there. all I gotta do now is go ahead and install some hangers on it, and for that I just use electrical fence wire to hang from the inside of the chicken fence. So I'm gonna go ahead and install that, and then we will take it down and put it in the chicken coop, and I'll show you where to go from there. So one thing I forgot to mention is on the opposite side of your water inlet, I went ahead and drilled a 1/16 of an inch hole, and that allows all the air to, sorry about the wind, that allows all the air to get out, but water is obviously more dense than air, so the cohesion of that water, keeps the water inside of this tank. All right, so I'm here in the chicken coop and I got this thing installed, and I actually installed it at an angle for two different reasons. One, I have my air relief hole drilled on that side, so as this thing fills up, the air is going to escape out there, and there's going to be less water pressure for it to bubble out the end. Two is I have all different ages of chickens in here, so all of my mature chickens can water at the high side, and all of my immature chicks that I move into here can water at the low side. So let me start you here at the other end and second half of this apparatus. So here's my 3/8 tube, and I'm just gonna slip it over, push it down, and that is locked in. Now that tube continues to go up and ties into the base of a 5-gallon bucket. So let me get out of this coop and I'll show you the other half. So here's the base of that 5-gallon bucket, and I got the tubing tied into a similar fitting right there with a rubber gasket in between the threaded fitting and the bucket. This bucket is hanging from a lag bolt that I have on a fence post, and inside is the other half of the fitting, and it's locked down and sealed with that rubber gasket. So as of now, this thing is completely assembled, so let's go ahead and fill it up with water, and this is the moment of truth. Let's see if it works. All right, so my 1/16 of an inch hole was a little bit too big, and I was getting, consistent water drip coming out the other end. So I'm gonna show you how I fixed it temporarily and how I'm gonna fix it in the future. So right here, I actually just put a little panhead screw in there to seal the hole. But in order to fix it, I'm gonna do the same exact thing that I have on the other end with this brass fitting, except I'm just gonna have the piece of tubing come out higher than the elevation of the top of the water in the 5-gallon bucket, and then that's going to allow water to flow through, but it will never come out and over, and you'll have perfect airflow and water flow throughout your waterer. So for now, you can go ahead and plan on getting rid of all of those store-bought chicken waterers, because they really don't work that well, and it's just a mess and a pain. With this system, I don't have to go into my chicken coop, and my chickens have an endless supply of water, which lasts them at least a week. I only have to fill this up once a week. I mean, it couldn't get any easier than that. So if you like this video, make sure you go ahead and click the like button. Ask me if you have any questions in the comments, and as always, be sure to subscribe, and thank you for watching. See you on the next one.